Hi students, let us continue with the third chapter in linear equations of two variables. Okay. The first question, they are asking us to represent the linear equation on a graph paper. Here they have given us a simple equation and we have off with two variables and they are asking us to draw it on the graph. Okay. So how do we draw it on a graph? We have to substitute different values for x and find the equivalent values of y and then represent it on a graph paper. Okay. So first let us solve all the problems, then I will show it on the graph also for you. Okay. Here the first sum, the first equation, given equation is x plus y is equal to 4. I said we have to find equivalent values of y, right? So first I am separating y alone in the left hand side. So I keep y alone on the left hand side and bring all the other numbers to the right hand side. So the equation becomes y is equal to 4 minus x. And then when I will substitute different values of x. So when x is equal to 0, I will find the equivalent value of y. Y takes the value 4 minus the place of x, I substitute 0. So it becomes 4. Y is equal to 4 and this is the given coordinate for the point. Okay. So the first point is 0, 4. This is one of the points which is lying on the line. We can find so any number of n number of points lying on the line. We are just marking 2 points so that we can draw a line. We want to know how do we draw a line, how does the points on represent a line, we just want to know it. So we are just finding 2 coordinates, that's all. Okay. So when we substitute the value of x is equal to 1, we can substitute any values of for x. It can be 0, minus 1 or plus 1, 5, any number. Okay. Then I am substituting here 1 for x. So I get y's equivalent y's value is 3 and these two are the coordinates. Now when I want to represent it on a graph paper, this will be the line on the graph paper. Okay, we will first solve all the sums, all the equations, then I will show you on the graph paper. Okay. So the second equation is x minus y is equal to 2. When I solve x minus y is equal to 2, I again eliminate y alone on the left hand side. Here it is minus y. So I keep it as first as minus y and then I will use the value, I will put the negative sign to the right hand side. Okay. So the equation becomes minus y is equal to 2 and the x from here it goes there, it becomes minus x again. And when I substitute different values for x, here first I am substituting value 0 and y becomes 2 and this becomes the first coordinate, 0, minus 2 becomes the first coordinate. When I substitute x is equal to 1, y takes the value of minus y takes the value of 1 and y takes the value of minus 1. So this becomes the second coordinate. 1, minus 1 becomes the second coordinate. Then going to the third equation, y is equal to 3x. When x is equal to 0, y automatically becomes 0. It's multiplication, right? So it becomes 0. So the first coordinate is 0, 0. And when x is equal to 1, y takes the value of 3x, right? So 3 into x, so 3. So the second coordinate will be 1, 3. So the line will be connecting these 2 points on the graph paper. Okay, the last equation, fourth equation, 2x plus y is equal to 3 and again I am eliminating y alone on the left hand side and breaking all the other number to the right hand side. The equation becomes y is equal to 3 minus 2x. When it crosses it becomes minus 2x. And for different values of x, here the value of x is 0, so y's value is 3 and the coordinate is 0, 3. And again when x is equal to 1, y takes the value of 1 and so the coordinate will be 1, 1. And now we will look at the graph and see how each line has been represented. Okay. So first point 0, 4. First draw a x-axis and y-axis on a graph paper. First, draw x-axis and y-axis. Each centimeter, each cube represent 1 centimeter. You can measure it with the scale also. You can see that each line, a dark line, each measures the distance between two dark line is 1 centimeter. And this the axis, this is the x-axis. Any horizontal line is considered as the x-axis and the vertical line is considered as the y-axis. Now, and each unit is 1 centimeter. We can space it as we require it. Suppose I am going to deal with a sum with 10, 20s, 30s, then I will mark it as 10, 20, 30. If I am going to deal with a sum with hundreds, 200s, then I will mark it 100, 200, 300 like that. So as what we measure it, we have to mark it as a scale also. Here everything is going to be 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. So I am not marking it, but if we are going to change the value, if 1 unit is going to be 10 units, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units or 1 centimeter is equal to 100 units, like that. If you are going to change the value, please represent it here as scale. Okay. Here I have marked the right hand side is always going to be plus values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it goes on. So x-axis here, and this is x dash. The left hand side is called as the x dash, and here it will be in the minus integers will be there. -1, -2, -3, negative numbers will be there here. And again the vertical axis is the y-axis, and above 0 it will be the positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it will go on like that. And here it is y dash, the negative integers will be called as -1, -2, -3 will be below. Okay. Now we know all the points. I have marked it in a different color. If you are if you feel that it's not you are not comfortable, you can mark it on a tabular column also. Tabular column it will be, you can be more specific. Okay. So you can mark it on a tabular column also. The first equation, the coordinates are 0, 4. So I go in for 0 on the x-axis. This is the x-axis. Please remember, this is the x-axis. 0 on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis. So 4 on the y-axis. This is the first coordinate. Okay. So always remember to use only the pencil on a graph paper, and no condition, don't use a pen. Okay. So 0 on the x-axis, 4 on the y-axis. So this point can be called as 0, 4. As so many things are written, I am not writing it, marking it. But if you are going to draw only one line, you can mark it here 0, 4, and at the point, near the point, you can mark put a bracket and write it 0, 4. And the second point is 1, 3. Okay. So from the x-axis 1 and the y-axis 3. So this is the point. And when I draw a line, it can be extended, I said, right? These are just 2 points on a straight line. The line is not from here to here. It's just 2 points on the straight line. So we can draw as long as you want. You can draw even till infinity also. So these are the 2 lines, and this line can be represented as x plus y is equal to 4, and I have marked that also. Okay. On the line you can write x plus y is equal to 4. And going to the second line, 0, -2, that is going to be the first coordinate. 0, -2. Minus is y-axis will be on the below, I said, right? So 0, -2, this is the first point. The second point is 1, -1. The second point is 1, -1. So 1 on the x-axis and -1 on the y-axis. So this is the second point. And when I join these 2 points, I get a straight line, and it can be written as x minus y is equal to 2. Okay. If we are going to draw again, if you are going to draw only one line, you can mark the points also. You can be more specific. You can mark the points. As already it's very messy, I didn't mark the points. Okay. And the third line, 0, 0. It's the origin. Okay. 0, 0 is always called as the origin. And 1, 3. 1 on the x-axis, 3 on the y-axis, the same point. We had the same point on the first line also, if you remember. Okay. It's no problem. Okay. At one point, we can draw infinite number of lines. So we are just having 2 lines. It's not going to be a problem. And this line can be marked as y is equal to 3x. Then the fourth point, 0, fourth line, 0, 3, 0, 3. Okay. Then 1, 1. 1, 1. When I join this line, I get this line, and I have marked the equation as 2x plus y is equal to 3. This is how we mark lines, coordinates, and draw lines on a graph paper. Okay. Give the equation of two lines passing through 2, 14. How many more such lines are there and why? Okay, it's actually they are asking you to understand. That's why they are given this question. Okay, understand. They are given a coordinate of a point 2, 14. In that point, they are asking us to draw make an equation for a line, and they are asking whether any more line can be drawn through the point. Just now we drew a graph, right? And we saw that there was 2 lines passing through 1 point. I said many lines can be drawn through 1 point, right? So is it and when we do, if we recall it, I'll just show you the graph. Okay, see, this was the point, and we saw that 2 lines were passing through this point, right? And I said even any more lines can also be passed. Here one, here one, here one, here one, here one, any more. N number of lines can be drawn through a point. And when this line passed through this point, it had the equation y is equal to 5x. And when this line crossed, we saw that the equation was x plus y is equal to 4. So the same way, now they have given a point 2, 14. So 2 and 14 somewhere up. 2, 14, and they are asking to make an equation of any line. It can be like this, it can be like this, parallel to x-axis, parallel to y-axis, anyway. So they are asking us to make an equation for 2 lines passing through the point. That's all. The line should go through that point. So the general format of an equation of a line is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, and I think you all will be knowing that by now. And they are saying that line is passing through 2, 14. And let us make the equation. We are making the equation, so we can write anything, right? In that way, I am making the equation as x plus y is equal to k. K is going to be the constant, right? We have to find the value of k. X coordinate is 1, y coordinate is 1, and k's value is, we are going to find it accordingly. So let this be the first equation. So I marked it as 1, and I am going to substitute the values of x and y, because the line is passing through this point. So I am giving the values 2 and 14. So the equation becomes 2 plus 14 is equal to k, and k's value is equal to 16. So when we have found the value of the constant, the original equation becomes x plus y is equal to 16. So this is one of the line which passes through 2, 14, one of the line. And they are asking whether many more lines can be drawn. That was the question, right? So we are framing one more equation now. And we saw in that point, we saw 2 lines are passing the same way. We can draw any number of lines through the point. We are going to make one more line, one more point through this equation and through the point. Okay, so let us make the second equation be 2x plus 3y is equal to k dash. Already we have marked k, so I am making it as k dash. This is let. So again I am going to substitute the different coordinates. 2, 14, the same coordinate, same point I want in this equation, right? So I am using the same coordinate here, and the equation becomes 2 into 2 plus 3 into 14, and I find the k dash is equal to 46. So the equation becomes 2x plus 3y is equal to 46. This is the second equation which passes through the point 2, 14. These are the 2 lines that passes through the point 2, 14. They are making you understand. Actually, the second sum is just for you to understand what you have been learning in linear equation. Okay, so understand it properly. Then it's a general question, but understand it properly. Then the third question: if a point 3, 4 lies on a graph of an equation 3y is equal to ax plus 7, find the value of a. And this is one of the questions which you can expect in your exam paper. They are given an equation 3y is equal to ax plus 7, and they are saying that this point is on the line. 3 comma 4, the point 3 comma 4 is lying on the line they are saying. And we are going to find the value of a. We are going to substitute first. We are going to bring everything as the proper format. So 3y is going to come here. Ax minus 3y plus 7 is equal to 0, and I am going to substitute the values of x and y. When I substitute, this becomes the equation 3a minus 12 plus 7 is equal to 0, and I bring all the numerals, I solve it and I bring all the numerals to the right hand side. It becomes 3a is equal to 5 and a is equal to 5 by 3. So a's value is 5 by 3. They asked you to find the value of a and we have found it. This will be the typical question for your exam point of view. Focus. Still press focus button, nothing will happen. The red dot irukadana? Not red dot, silver dot. How many times did I tell you this? Let us continue with the fourth sum. Here in the question, they are asking us to find the taxi fare. Okay. Usually, when we take a taxi ride, the first kilometer, it's a fixed amount. Here in this question, the fixed amount is rupees 8. Okay. The first kilometer, it's a fixed amount. It's costing 8 rupees. The others from the second kilometer to how many kilometers you have traveled, it will be costing 5 rupees. So we are calculating the total cost as y. The first kilometer is 8 and the number of kilometers they are not given, and that is considered as x, and 1 kilometer less because the first kilometer is already calculated, so it is 8, so minus 1 here, and each kilometer is costing 5 rupees, so into 5, and now this makes the equation. When we simplify the equation, we get it as y is equal to 3 plus 5x, and then they are asking us to draw a graph for this equation. So when we want to draw a graph, we have to find we introduce different values of x, and accordingly we find different values of y to it, right? So let us consider x is equal to 1, and then y's value will be 8, and if x is equal to 2, we can calculate it. We can substitute that value of 2 in the equation and we can find that y is equal to 13, and when x is equal to 3, we can find that value of y is equal to 18. So I have got 3 points now. Usually 2 points itself we can draw a straight line, but better to be on the safer side, I have taken 3 points. I have not taken a negative number because while traveling we can't travel minus 1 kilometer, right? So I have taken all positive numbers here. And so when we draw it on a graph, we can see that when we draw this this is the required graph. Okay. Here we can see that I have on the x-axis it is marked with 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit here. Okay. On the x-axis x values vary from 0 to 3. So I have marked it as 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, and here on the y-axis we can see that I have started it from 7. It means that there are from 0 to 7 all the units are there, but I have not showed it here because the line starts from 8 only. So I started it 7. Okay. This mark shows that the graph is extended here. Okay. Then from 8 again 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. I have marked it like that in the y-axis also. And now I have plotted the points. I have changed the color of the points so that you won't miss out any point. If you are not allowed to use 2 different colors on an answer paper, you can draw a tabular column, and you can mark x along all the x in one line and y all in one line, and then you can mark it on the graph paper. Okay. The first point is 1, 8. 1 on the x-axis and 8 on the y-axis. So this makes the first point. The second point is 2, 13. So 2 on the x-axis and 13 on the y-axis. And the third point is 3, 18. 3 on the x-axis and 18 on the y-axis. And all this when joined together we can see that it's making a straight line, and always it can be extended. When it's a straight line it can be extended in both the directions. Okay. So please understand it, and I have marked the line also as y is equal to 3 plus 5x. along on the graph. That's it. So this is how we draw a graph for the linear equation. They are asking us, they are given two graphs already in your textbook, and then they are asking us to find which, they are given solutions also, they are asking us to find which solution produces the required, is drawn here, which equation is been drawn here, has been shown here, and they have given the points also. Accordingly, we have to substitute the points in each equation and find which equation is giving the, can be drawn as this graph. Okay, that is the question. Then the first, for the figure, in figure 4.6, the 3 points what are given are minus 1 comma 1, 0 comma 0, 1 comma 1. These are the 3 lines, 3 points, coordinates marked on the graph, and now I am substituting that in each and every equation. The first equation is y is equal to x. The 3 coordinates given in the equation and the figure 4.6 is 1 minus 1 comma 1, 0 comma 0 and 1 comma 1, and I substitute all these values in each equation and find which equation satisfied all the 3 points. When I substitute y and x in the first equation, the equation is y is equal to x, right? When I substitute, I see that it's not equal, so it is not satisfying, and that is not the required equation. Then the second equation is x plus y is equal to 0, and when I substitute, I see that minus 1 is equal to minus 1. Yes, it's satisfied for the first point. Then I'm trying it for the second point. Yes, it is satisfying, and when I try it for the third point, it is satisfying. So x plus y is equal to 0 is the given required equation. When we look at the second figure, we have got again 3 points. The 3 points are minus 1 comma 3, 0 comma 2 and 2 comma 0. These are the 3 points found on the second figure, and I substitute again these coordinates in the given equations. The first equation is y is equal to x plus 2, and I see that it is not satisfying. When I substitute x and y, minus 1 and 3 in this, I see that it's not satisfying. So this first equation is not being represented on the figure. Then when I consider the second point, the second equation y is equal to x minus 2, when I use that, I see that again it is not satisfying. The symbols are varying, so it is not satisfying. Even the second equation is not satisfying. And when I consider the third equation, I see that y is equal to minus x plus 2. When I substitute the values of x and y, I see that it is satisfying, and so the third equation has been represented on the graph in the given figure. The sixth sum, if the work done by a body on application of constant force, okay, this sum is somewhat like your physics sum. The force is not changing at all. It is constant and it is equal to 5. The distance traveled, we have to consider it as x, and the work done is considered as y. And now they are asking us to make the equation. The equation is y is equal to 5x. Okay. Now for different values of x, they are asking us to draw a graph. So for that we have, for different values of x, I find different values, substitute and find different values of y, and I have got all the points here. And when drawn on the graph, they are asking us for what will be the work done when it hits 5, right? When the body is at given 2 units, okay, what will be the work done? That's they are asking. How much distance it would have traveled? That's the question. So actually we have to plot all the points on the graph and draw it. These are the 4 points and 5 points, and I plotted it on the graph here. The first point is 0, 0, it's at the origin. The second point is 1, 5, 1 in the x-axis, 5 in the y-axis. Here you can see on the y-axis I have marked 1 centimeter as 2 units because the value ranges from 0 to 20. So when it's 20, I can't draw a very long line graph. So I have made it as 1 centimeter as 2 units in the y-axis. Okay, but at the x-axis it varies from 0 to 5 only. So that is 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, and you can mark it on us as a scale here at the corner. Okay, if you are comfortable, you have to mark it here as the scale. Then when I am plotting the points, you can see the first point is 0, 0, it is at the origin. The second point is 1 comma 5, 1 at the x-axis, 5 at the y-axis. Okay. Then the when x is equal to 2, so the point is 2 comma 10, 2 at the x-axis, 10 at the y-axis. Here is, this is the point here. And 3 comma 15, 3 on the x-axis, 15 in the y-axis. Then 4 comma 20, 4 in the x-axis, 20 at the y-axis. So I have marked all the points and I have drawn a straight line here. And their question is, what will be the distance travel when 2 units of energy force is given? So it will be, I have drawn a dotted line. From 2 I have drawn a dotted line, and when the place where it meets the line. Suppose I have not considered the value of x as 2, you won't have this point 2 comma 10. But even then, if I have drawn a line, I can see that the line from the unit 2 has hit the given line at 10. So we can say that for when x is equal to 2, y will be 10. That is the question they asked you to solve. And then they are asked one more question, what will be the distance travel at 0 units? And we can say that from the graph it has not moved, we have not moved any distance. When it is x is at 0, y is also at 0, we have not moved any distance, so the distance travel will be 0. Let's look at the seventh sum. The seventh sum, it's very simple actually. Even though it's a seventh sum, probably they could have given it as the first sum for you. It's very simple. The two girls, they are collecting funds, and together they have collected 100 rupees. So we don't know how much each girl has contributed. So let us consider x for the first girl Yamini and y for the second girl Fatima. Okay. So the equation what we get is x plus y is equal to 100. And now when suppose if x is equal to 0, and automatically y becomes 100. And for different values of x, we find the equivalent values of y, and we can, when we draw it on a graph, we see that we get this as the graph here. It's a very simple direct question, and the x-axis 1 unit is equal to 10, and the same in the y-axis 1 unit is equal to 10, because the value ranges from 0 to 100. I can't draw a graph for a meter, so I have drawn it as 1 unit is equal to 10. Okay, it's a very straight line direct question. And at any point, suppose if Yamini has given 50, we can find that Fatima has also contributed 50. This is what the graph helps it. Suppose if Yamini has contributed 70, then Fatima's contribution can be 30. Without even calculating, when you draw the straight line, you can predict what will be the other person's contribution. For that only we are using graph. Okay. The 8th question, it's a very simple question which you would have been doing already in science. Okay. We are dealing about the two different temperature scales, Fahrenheit and centigrade, and you all will be knowing this formula already. Fahrenheit, to convert Fahrenheit into centigrade, this is the basic formula. And so the basic temperatures when C is equal to 0, they are asking us to draw a graph. So for that I have substituted different values of centigrade and found the equivalent value of Fahrenheit, and this makes the points. When I draw it on a graph, I can see that the graph will be like this. F is equal to C is equal to 0, F is equal to 32. So C is at the x-axis, F Fahrenheit is at the y-axis. Here it is 0. So from 0, when it is at 0, the point is 32. Okay. Then when centigrade is 5, Fahrenheit is 41 here. Then when centigrade is 10, Fahrenheit is 50. I can draw a straight line, and I have marked the straight line also with the formula. Okay. Then the question is, they have given the temperature is 30. I said you need not even find till 30. With the graph also you can find from 30, you have to extend the line and you can find the point here, or else you can do it manually also. Here when we do it manually, I have used the formula. I have used the formula and I substituted the value of centigrade as 30, and when I calculated Fahrenheit is calculated as 86 degree Fahrenheit. And then they are asking if the temperature is 95 degree Fahrenheit, what is the equivalent centigrade? And I find it as 35. I used the formula and I found it as 35. Then the fourth they are asking when the temperature is 0, it's already calculated here, 0 it's 32, but again for you to understand more I have done it here again. The fifth, it's little bit, you have to understand, it's a tricky question, you have to understand it. Will the Fahrenheit and the centigrade be equal at any temperature, at any given temperature, will it be equal? So we have to consider let it be equal, and we are making it as x, and then we are substituting that in the formula, and then I can see that at minus 40 degree the centigrade and the Fahrenheit can be equal.